I recently went to the dyno with my ESS Supercharged Mustang GT, and my tuner told me not to do another hit on the dyno past 6,000 RPMs because the car was having problems from its very restrictive and closed system catch can setup. So today we're going to be installing a UPR one, and hopefully this is going to help me solve my issue with that excessive amount of crankcase pressure that I'm building up, which is causing a piston rattle. If you guys don't know what this is from UPR, like I just said, and this vents at the top, so this is going to allow me to get rid of that excessive crankcase pressure and go back to the dyno. The more in-depth explanation about that, make sure to check out my previous video where this car went on the dyno. I explain why excessive crankcase pressure and a closed catch can system can cause piston rattle and basically show up on the knock sensors, hurting your motor and possibly popping a ringlet. That's the last thing we want to do, so we're going to be installing this catch can. My current catch can right here is a fraction of the size of the UPR, which is crazy. We'll show the comparison. The size difference between these two guys, the one on the left is the closed element one, so that keeps it going to the intake manifold. This one is the open element and breathes or relieves all that crankcase pressure through the breather on top. Two different sizes. This was a long overdue upgrade. I have an ESS setup. They sent me this hose that basically breathes from the factory valve cover and it goes to the intake, so we're just going to unplug this from the actual valve cover because we no longer need this, and we're going to be replacing that with the catch can. I'm pretty sure this is how it mounts up. So they give you like a little mounting kit, which is quite cool. I dropped the nut with my butterfingers, but I found another one that threads, so we'll just tighten that down right there. If you guys have like a stock Mustang, you're going to have a strut right here. That's where it's going to be. And then right to the left of the strut, there's a hole that you would use. So I'm in a strut brace. I don't have one of those. Deleted it a long time ago when I put the Whipple on. That's why I don't have it. Actually recommend removing the catch can via the handle that says UPR. You twist it counterclockwise. Just get this mount done first, and then you can manipulate wherever you want it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's adjustable. The arm goes out and around. I was saying you can adjust it if you wanted to, so it moves side to side, which is pretty nice. Here, the shorter hose that comes with it, it's less than 2 feet. It goes onto the driver's side valve cover, so that'll clip on like that, and then it goes to the, I think it goes to this side, but that's kind of weird. What I did was actually feed it kind of down low so it doesn't kink. Connected it right there, and then I think it connects to the right barb. For the long one, so that's going to go from the passenger side valve cover, clip that on, we'll run it behind and plug it into the other port, which is right here. Cable management isn't the best, but I ran from the passenger side of the valve cover all the way behind and then plugged it in on this port. So I actually switched the two. Made more sense with the degrees of the fitting. I don't really think it matters, so we're all good with that. Ended up having to remove the intake hose that goes to the ESS and the valve cover, so got rid of that one, and we're gonna put a plug there to replace it. So that's what this is right here. It'll pop right on this barb on the intake, so that's what we'll do next. See the plug, it's right there. That shouldn't cause any problems whatsoever. ESS actually gives you that in the kit, so we're just gonna be rocking with that for now. PR also includes these quick connect vacuum caps, so since we took this off the intake manifold, we no longer need that. We're just gonna block it off with the cap. Started it to make sure that there weren't any vacuum leaks. It looks all good, so yeah, that was a pretty simple install. Pretty big old catch can as well. So all I'm going to say is if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and definitely make sure to see when this thing goes back on the dyno, which will be tomorrow.